Let's welcome in Florida Congressman Michael Waltz. Congressman Waltz is also a member of the House Armed Services Committee. Great to see you, Congressman.
Hey, great to be with you.
All right, we consider you one of the good guys. So when I talk, pejoratively about Congress, just remember you're not included. But I kid. But it does seem like the priorities for Democrats are signing a bunch of executive orders that could be just undone by the next president, or doing a symbolic impeachment trial, or even doing a censorship of the previous president. Censure in the congressional sense of the word. But you don't really hear a lot of talk about COVID relief, and that's really what the American people are concerned about.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, what Biden is doing is basically signaling to his progressives and trying to keep the progressives happy. It doesn't matter that we will lose jobs immediately with the canceling of the Keystone Pipeline. It doesn't matter that, he's saying on the one hand, you can shut down coal factories, but there's plenty of very clean burning natural gas that's pulled out of the ground through fracking. They're going right to the extremes to please the base. And no one should be surprised. We warned that this is coming. And I have to tell you, this is just the appetizer. The main meal is still coming, and that is Pelosi's H.R. 1. In terms of changing the way we vote. It's a full-on power grab, dropping the voting age to 16, banning any state from asking for voter registration, including in their D.C. statehood, so they get 2 more senators. This is what we have to fight and block and tackle against. I am glad to see Leader McCarthy heading down to Florida. I think Florida really led the way in this last election. Not only did we do it securely, but we showed, there's so many, I guess, questions and hand-wringing about the future of the party. Former President Trump is the leader of the Republican Party. And in Florida, we turned out his base, but also expanded the tent. We had record turnout in Hispanics with both Puerto Rican, Cuban, and Venezuelans. We had real growth in the African-American community, mainly on the school choice issue. We can do both, and I think Florida should be the model going forward.
Yeah, it is kind of an example of what can happen when you have the state GOP working together with the national party. Florida can be the result. The opposite of that is what happened in Georgia, and we see the consequences of that as well. Now, the question is, can Biden and Congress actually deliver a coronavirus relief package? There are reports that there are some pragmatic voices inside the administration talking about the potential of something like a $600 to $800 billion package that could actually get 60 votes in the U.S. Senate. But, of course, we know progressive Democrats are pushing President Biden for reoccurring stimulus checks. They think this should come out every single month, regardless of whether you're even attempting to work. Is there any consensus on something that can get done quickly?
Well, first, let's just say if you want to stimulate the economy, you want a stimulus, how about open it? And again, I'm biased to Florida, but we've managed to walk and chew gum. We've managed to safely open. Disney is open without any issues. And you know what? Disney in California is shut down, and they're moving their operations to Florida. Schools, you have a choice. You can go in person or stay at home, but we let families choose. We don't have government dictate. To the bill specifically, I am pleased to see that they're looking to lower the threshold in terms of what incomes can get it, but it still needs to be targeted on people that need it the most. It doesn't make sense for government workers who have been getting a paycheck all along to also get this additional check, or companies like Amazon and Netflix that are booming, they get a check too. In my view, it still needs to be targeted to people who need it the most, and we need to support small businesses. Let's keep people on business payrolls rather than unemployment payrolls. So again, if you want to stimulate the economy, let it be open. Let these businesses do their jobs. I don't know of a business owner that wants their employees or their customers to get sick. We're all grown-ups, and we can make those decisions without Washington, D.C. trying to dictate what needs to be done. And then finally, what's hidden in this bill is a bailout for blue states that have had a lockdown mentality, New York, Illinois, California, and they have destroyed jobs, destroyed businesses, and now we have federal dollars going to make up for that bad policy. So all the folks that are escaping New York to get down to Florida, now their federal tax dollars are going right back into Cuomo's horrible lockdown mentality.
Yeah, voters in flyover country are not gonna let that fly. And I want to ask you one quick question as we wrap up here, Congressman. Sure. There is now a motion to expel Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. This is coming from Jimmy Gomez, a California congressman. You know, we talked yesterday about the fact this is really up to the constituents of Marjorie Taylor Greene to decide what they want to do here. But do you think this is going to come to a vote on the House floor? And if so, how would you vote?
Well, you know, so much for unity, and I'd absolutely vote against it. This is what the Democrats do, right? We can't debate the Constitution. We can't debate the issues or interpretation of the law. They go right to personal attacks and the character smears. Again, if Biden is serious about unifying and moving the country forward, if he truly is the leader of the party, of his party, which I think is certainly up for debate, then he'll put a stop to this. He'll put a stop to this impeachment trial, going after a president who's already led office. But, you know, at the end of the day, they are pouring fuel on the fire of divisiveness in this country. They're pouring salt in the wounds of so many of former President Trump's supporters. And he's doing the exact opposite of unifying. He's just driving more wedges, led by his allies in the House.
Are you concerned at all about some of the reports about Marjorie Taylor Greene and some of the things that she apparently has said online?
Well, look, at the end of the day, she said she denounces a number of those groups. She has taken back some of the things that she said. Are we going to move forward? Or are we going to move backwards? I was concerned over some of the things about 9/11 as a combat veteran. I know the face of terrorism. But look, her constituents, to your point, are the ones that get to decide. Yeah. She was freely elected. Not Democrats in Congress. And let's move forward and solve real problems, not go on witch hunts and not go after people's character or motives and try to smear them personally.
Yeah, it does seem like a distraction from what the American public really wants to focus on, and that's, dealing with this pandemic. Congressman Michael Waltz, thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon.